Unseen bombshell. Andrew Walker drops Hallmark exclusive that will leave fans speechless. Silent sound. Andrew Walker never thought he'd be holding a microphone on a real stage, not acting, not reciting lines, but standing under the lights, actually singing. He's known for dozens of Hallmark movies, warm, gentle leading men, always with a smile that can melt the winter. But few know that Andrew had a forgotten musical past, a small college band, a few demos that never made it out. Until that fall, when the Hallmark Channel came calling, "We're doing an exclusive project. A music album tied to the movie, but real, not just a soundtrack. We want you to sing." Andrew laughed it off at first. But then that night, he sat down at the piano in his small Vancouver apartment. The old melodies came flooding back. Memories of his late father, of the first time he stood on the stage of his high school. And an old love he never dared to write down. Invitation from the past. The album is called Autumn Echoes, Echoes of Autumn. 10 songs, completely new. The theme revolves around love, loss, hope, and return. Hallmark not only invested in the studio, but also planned a global release. The theme song will appear in the movie Maple Hearts, with Andrew playing the main role, a musician who leaves his career and returns to his hometown. But what is more surprising is that the lyricist for the album is none other than Clara Vaughan, the female writer and musician that Andrew loved deeply when they were both in Nashville. They had not spoken to each other for 7 years. The breakup was not noisy, but also not gentle. Andrew said only once, "You can't be behind the scenes when I belong on stage." And Clara simply replied, "I don't need you behind me. I need you by my side." The last time they met, it was in the rain. No greetings, no hugs. The studio the unspoken. When Andrew walked into the Hallmark studio in Toronto, he didn't know Clara would be there. But there she was, sitting in front of her laptop, headphones on, her dark brown hair tied back. He stood still for a few seconds. She looked up, her eyes unsurprised. "Hello, Hallmark star," she smiled softly. "Hello, the songwriter who can kill me with words." The initial tension quickly dissipated as the music played. Together they edited each line, argued over the rhythm, laughed when he got the lyrics wrong. Clara was still Clara, sharp, honest, uncompromising. But this time, something changed. Less defensiveness, more acceptance. The untitled song, the final song on the album, is a slow ballad called Untitled, For You, No Words. Clara hands him the sheet music, just notes. Andrew sits at the Steinway, closes his eyes, and plays. The melody seems to tell their own story. It starts out soft as sunlight, then turns into choked notes, before breaking out into a wordless chorus, where all the emotions explode. When he finishes, Andrew opens his eyes. Clara is crying. For the first time in 7 years, she doesn't hide it anymore. "That's the goodbye I never got to write," she whispers. He replies softly, "Then let me write the sequel." Blockbuster release. The day the album was released, Hallmark held an online event. More than 2 million people watched the livestream. Autumn Echoes immediately topped Apple Music in 12 countries within 24 hours. Untitled, For You, became Spotify's most downloaded song of the month. It was a surprise. Andrew wasn't just an actor, he was a singer who could touch emotions. Critics called the album the sweetest surprise of the year. Clara appeared on stage at the Winter Hallmark concert. As the final song played, Andrew invited her out. No introduction. No PR, just a handshake. And he sang, for the first time, not for a character, but for himself, When All Notes Lead Home. After all, Andrew returned to Vancouver. Clara went with him. No grand plans, no public declaration of love. They just lived as two people writing the same song, high notes, low notes, but together they blended into one melody. By the fireplace, he played, Untitled, for you. Again, Clara leaned her head on his shoulder and said softly, Maybe we should name it now. He nodded slightly, I have an idea. Call it, The Return. Because I lost you once, and this time, I won't leave again.